Everyone noticed my talent. I was a prodigy. People didn't know what to do with all the skills, so I kind of just had to grow into it. My first memories of drawing were just drawing at home. I used to draw Garfield a lot when I was a kid, so like whatever was on TV, cartoons, and whenever I would get a little bit of attention from it, I mean, I kept doing it. The first person I could remember that noticed it aside from my parents was a 7th grade teacher that I had. I had a report to do and I didn't read the book, so I did a drawing instead and I handed that in and she thought it was amazing. It was like an eagle perched on a tree with like a moon in the background. During the 80s, I saw a special on TV featuring Jim Davis. And I guess Garfield was huge in the 80s, so they were profiling him on the news. He was this guy drawing a cartoon character, and he lived in this big compound. He was rich. I mean, they were pretty much showing you how successful he was, and he was just drawing this cat. So I just started drawing a cat too. I was like, yo, there's money in this. I had already made it to an art school, through an art school, and I got a job. So I was working, just going from job to job, already kind of like building, a reputation for myself. And then one day, I'm working on a project, and art director comes in and is like, we're gonna have to let you go. So I get fired from doing the only thing that I know how to do well. So just like, it was like a huge blow to my ego. So I kind of I didn't have time to dwell in it, and my ego didn't let me just sit down and take it. This is feeling shitty because I'm giving it so much thought. So it was kind of like a self-analysis that I did really quick. I'm talking about like within the next 48 hours, I decided that I had to put more pride and more value on the actual art that I can give out, that I can create and that I can make, that I'm just not a work for hire. Because if I'm just a work for hire, then the minute I get laid off or a project doesn't work out, then my whole world crumbles down. So in order to avoid that, how do I make myself bulletproof? I have to put more value in what I do as an artist. And I've never looked back. I've never looked back. Whoever's from New York watching this might know, but on the trains, they have all these little posters that sometimes have poems from like the turn of the century or contemporary illustrations connected to them. So they're like these little posters that are it's called, I think, Poetry in Motion, and they're put out throughout the MTA, right through the train system in New York. If I could ever do something like that, that would be like an honor for me. Like, I'd love to work with the city that I grew up in. Born in Brooklyn, but grew up in Queens. So Left Rack City and the Corona area is pretty much where I grew up. Don't feel entitled to anything. Like, put in the hard work, but also you have to be driven and you have to take it upon yourself to look for the opportunities, to initiate conversations with the people who you want to connect with. Just put yourself out there. It's not enough to just sit in a studio and draw. You actually have to go out there and meet people and like put the wheels in motion to where you want to be. So you have to make things happen for yourself. This is kaNO, animation artist by day, art hustler by night. Peace.